All right, well, I guess we'll get things started here. First, welcome everybody. Love seeing all the family and friends and spouses, crew members. Love seeing all the support here for our recent promotees. So this is a super, super exciting day for us. For me personally, promotional days and hiring days are probably some of the best days that we have in the organization. But anytime we have an opportunity to make some promotions, give some of our folks added responsibility, thank them for their willingness to take on added responsibility and all the work that they've put into it, as well as the family members and their sacrifices, these are really enjoyable days for us to be able to celebrate those things. So thank you all for being here. We're really excited. We've got 3 captains, an EMS field coordinator, and 4 paramedics that we're going to be pinning today. So we'll go ahead and get things started, but as always, we'll start with the Fire Chief, Willie McDonald, with a few words. Chief.
Well, I am very excited to be here today, and I want to just welcome everybody, say thank you to all of you for being here, and I especially want to thank you for the support and the assistance and the guidance that you give to all of the folks who are being promoted. We really know that your support for these folks, the studying at home, the flashcards you probably helped put together, the studying on vacations, the getting all the preparation and all the things that you've done to support the folks that have been promoted is greatly appreciated and not gone unnoticed. And so I want to thank you all for that. I want to say congratulations to all the folks that are being promoted. Just really proud of the work that you do for the organization on an everyday basis, but especially the fact that your willingness to accept additional responsibility on behalf of our residents and Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. I think our captains are the most important folks that we have when it comes to providing great service, making sure our folks are prepared and developed, and so the work that our captains do is just critical to our operation and our health and the services that we provide. Our EMS coordinator touches all of the members of the department on a day in and day out basis, and the support that they provide and the assistance, the guidance, even just someone to talk to and make sure that the things that you're experiencing on a day in and day out basis are something that you have some support with. And so really proud and appreciative of the work that our EMS coordinator does. And then we are an excellent medical department when it comes to the services that we provide, the medicine that we provide. And I'm just really proud of the folks that have gone through paramedic training, but successfully, and the dedication to the organization and the services we provide to our community. I want to say a special hello to our former Fire Chief, Greg Gammon, who's over here on the right, and congratulate him for the work his son's doing. Again, say thank you to all of you, and so proud of the work that you're doing, so proud of your accomplishments, and so proud of the services you provide to our community. So thank you very much.
You're tall. All right, well, we'll dive right into it, and we'll start with the captains. What I wanted to just take a minute, though, and talk a little bit more about the captain role, because it's really, really critical to the success of our organization, and so critical, in fact, that I don't think I'm putting any words in the chief's mouth. In fact, he just said it. We really feel like that captain role is the most important role in the organization. They have direct contact with our community and our citizens every single day, and they have the most direct contact with our folks out in the field every day. And they really have the most impact on station life, expectations for our crew members, behaviors, conduct, all those things. Our crew members are really looking to their captains primarily to set the tone. So we rely on them heavily. There's a lot of responsibility placed on them, not only from that perspective, but just their knowledge base. Nowadays, we really need them to be knowledgeable in a lot of areas, not just good at fires and understanding EMS and our mission there, but we really need them to embrace, being a counselor and being a supervisor and a station manager and really understanding things about administration and documentation and budget and some of the stuff that maybe wasn't a big focus many, many years ago. So there's a lot rests on our captain's shoulders. We put a lot of responsibility on them. So the folks that are willing to step up and take on this responsibility and study so hard for these exams, it really says a lot about them and their families, and the sacrifices that they're willing to make to put themselves in a position to take on all of that responsibility for the success of the organization. So that's just a little bit about the captain position. They've devoted a ton of time, as you all as friends and family know, to trying to be successful at this. And to the point where you don't always get it on the first time around. Me personally, I took 3 captain's tests. So it's a big sacrifice and it's a big challenge. So really great job for these 3 folks. And so we'll start with our first one coming up. He's going to be pinned by his wife, Savannah. So if you'll both come up, Corey Whitlock.
All right, perfect. So first order of business, Chief said I had to say something, so I will. First off, I want to thank my wife, so beautiful and so loving and thoughtful, and thank you for supporting me through this process. Thank you to my family here who traveled from Boise and Reno, and my brother who's not here yet because he's stuck in traffic. Yeah, Captain Ryan, he's a little far behind, but. And I also want to reluctantly thank Bo McDougall for keeping me on task and being so OCD and belittling me relentlessly. Thank you for, without him, honestly, like he carried me here, so I really appreciate you, Bo. And I'm just excited to serve in this capacity, and most importantly, I'm excited to serve with the men and women out here. And we don't get, I know you do this, but I'm doing this. We don't get an opportunity to thank you guys enough for what you do, so I'm really humbled by the fact that I get to serve next to you guys, so I appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Okay, next up is going to be Matt Cherlick being pinned by his wife, Genevieve.
Thank you. Obviously, number one, just like Corey said, I have to thank my wife first of all, because like Chief Vigil, I did have to take this test 3 times. So she endured this for 3 different occasions where I put a lot of time and effort. And we know when we get into the fire department that we're going to be spending time away from our family, and that's one of the things that we accept. We work a 56-hour work week, so we're gone quite a bit. So I want to appreciate everything that my wife did to keep things together with the family, and also my daughters, Lola and Ella, because they didn't get to go bike riding, go to the park, and do a lot of things that they wanted to do because they saw Daddy studying for this test. So that's important to me. But I did have some great motivation. I want to share a couple of these things. These are the things that I had waiting for me when I would go take my test. Good luck. And then here's another one. Go Browns, and good luck on your test. So that's important. That's real important to me, being from Cleveland, the Go Browns part. But anyway, we finally got the test thing out of the way, and the Browns are looking pretty good too. I also want to thank my dad. My dad was a great example of working hard and providing for the family, and he worked many jobs before he figured out what he wanted to do, much like I did. I followed in his footsteps. I was a busboy, server, insurance salesman, carpenter, did all those things before I realized that this was the career for me. And I've been doing it now for 24 years, and I still believe it's the best job in the world, and it's quite a ride. And I really enjoy that I have this position now that I'm able to, again, have a bigger effect on especially the younger people in the department. So I'm really happy for that and really thankful. So thank you very much for that.
Okay, next up for the captains is going to be Bo McDougall being pinned by his wife, Diana.
Well, they didn't tell us we were doing this, so I have nothing prepared. I'll start off by thanking my wife and the time I took away from my family to study for this test. And actually, I spent more time with Corey than anybody else through the last 9 to 12 months. Also, thank Corey, keep the bromance going. He put up with all of my weird study habits and locking ourselves in a room for hours and hours at a time. My friends and family, my crew that have all come out, they've all supported me throughout the way and really made this possible. And the captains I've had that have shown me the right and wrong way to do things, and hopefully I can keep them proud or make them proud and make you guys proud. And thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, next up we've got some promotions in our medical services division. So I'll have our Deputy Chief over Medical Services and Medical Director, Dr. Slattery, come up and do those.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome, everyone, all of our crews, all of our promotees, and congratulations, and of course, all the family and friends that are here today. So my name is Dave Slattery. I'm the medical director for the city of Las Vegas, for Las Vegas Fire Rescue, and very honored to do these promotions today. Our first promotion is our EMS field coordinator position. I'd like to tell you a little about the position, and then we're going to ask Noel to come on up and get pinned. We'll tell a little story about Noel also. So the EMS field coordinator position is a vital position for our department. They are really kind of the unsung heroes in our EMS system and our fire system, in our fire department. And they are selected. They're really the cream of the crop. They're selected to really be master clinicians first and foremost. Every one of our EMS coordinators are selected through this process to really pick those individuals that have achieved mastery with delivering pre-hospital care. They are really at the top of their game for medical decision-making, protocols, the pre-hospital medicine we practice, but also their leadership. And this position is a position of leadership and really important, not only for conflict resolution with the hospitals and our crews, but they are really the main lifeline for our crews. Whatever the problem is, they usually can answer it and fix that problem. And so EMS coordinator fulfills a very, very important role in our operations, as well as support of our crews and support of our community and our community partners. In addition, on the fire ground, they bring a high level of expertise with regard to some specific areas. They're really the subject matter experts on rehabilitation for our firefighters, for our crews, and the medical experts for the bad stuff that happens when someone's exposed to smoke and goes into cardiac arrest, for instance, the cyanic kits, those resuscitations that are so important. So they really bring this level of mastery to the scene, and they help with the most serious conditions that we run on out there. And so it really is an important position. So I'm going to ask Noelle Nelson to come on up, and her husband Mike, and Joshua, if you want to come up, you're welcome to come up too. So our EMS field coordinator position through a very, very stringent selection process is Noelle Nelson. And I'll just say a few words about Noelle, but let's give her a round of applause first. So Noelle is a superstar. All of you know her. For those of you that don't know her, she's been with Las Vegas Fire Rescue for about 18 years. She came to us after serving our country in the U.S. Coast Guard, and has a lot of fascinating stories about the U.S. Coast Guard. She's worked as a paramedic, and really, when I talk about mastery as a paramedic, this is master right here. She is an amazing paramedic in the field, and she's worked as a paramedic for Las Vegas Fire Rescue for our organization for about 11 years. And during that time, she also took the initiative to become a registered nurse, and she does practice part-time as a nurse. And as if that's not enough, during the time she's been promoted to the EMS field coordinator position, she's also decided to get her master's in intelligence studies. So be careful what you say around Noelle, right? She's got the surveillance going on. So really, really proud of Noelle. She's done a lot of stuff for our department. She's been instrumental, not only as an excellent clinician out in the field, but a leader, outstanding firefighter, and someone that leads from her position. And that has translated to currently her role as EMS field coordinator, very quickly, not only doing the role, but very quickly leading from her position and solving problems. One of those programs that she came up with and is working with Prevention Division and Chief Nolan's people is really trying to solve some of the problems that we have some of our medical facilities. When they call us, why they call us, and what happens when our crews get there, right? Being able to get in and out quickly, get the information the patient needs, that our crews need for the patient. And Noelle is spearheading a really transformative program for our community for that. So without further ado, please join me in congratulating Noelle in her promotion to EMS field coordinator. And she's going to be pinned by her husband, Mike. Do you want to come on over here, Will? You say a few words?
I was not prepared for this either, Bo, but we're going to give it a shot. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to hold this position. I just am thrilled to be able to actually be promoted to this position. So we've been doing this probably now for about 4 months, the work of EMS1, and I have just been thrilled and excited about serving our guys. They're the best guys in the world. They're the best paramedics, the best captains, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to be able to do this. I want to thank my husband. He helped me through this journey. It's been kind of rough, kind of tough, but he's been through there with me the entire step of the way, as well as my in-laws, Alan, Marcia, and my amazing son, Josh. My stepson's in Reno. But it's just been an amazing journey, and I'm just so thrilled and happy to be able to hold this position. I hope to do good by you guys, and you guys are the best guys on the face of the planet, and I just want to work for you guys and make sure that you guys have everything that you need. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Noelle. So our next promotions are to the paramedic rank. And I want to talk a little about the paramedic position and the medicine we practice in Las Vegas Fire Rescue. And then I'm going to talk about the long course that investment our next 4 people that we're going to bring up here have invested not only in themselves, but also into our community of really becoming a paramedic. And so the paramedic role is a very important role in our department, and it is the most important role for our patients, because that paramedic role not only brings advanced life support care right to the person's living room or the hotel room or the side of the streets. We're able to really bring, as Tim Szymanski so astutely describes, we're able to bring the emergency department to the patient. As we evolve Las Vegas Fire Rescue and the medicine we practice, which is really caring for that patient along that whole spectrum of care, from the 911 call all the way to the hospital, and also using our decision-making to do something else with patients that don't need to go to the hospital or the emergency department. As we evolve that as Las Vegas Fire Rescue, really leaning heavily on our paramedic role. And besides being a firefighter and taking care of all hazards, our paramedics also deliver medicine. And they bring not only advanced medications and advanced skills like intubation and being able to put needles in people's arms and IOs and cricothyrotomies, all this cool stuff. Most importantly, the paramedic role brings leadership and this clinical decision-making of identifying those people that need immediate attention. And that role really, in our first response role, is to pull that person off that cliff that's just about to die, start that resuscitation and continue that resuscitation all the way to the hospital where we transfer care to the hospital. So very, very important role in our department. The next our four paramedics that are being promoted today have invested a lot of time, and their families, I want to thank the families for giving up their time and supporting them through this whole process. Almost 2 years of school that they've went through, including clinical rotations as well as their precepting time. A lot of studying, a lot of work while life continues. And so each of these paramedics have done an amazing job of not only investing in themselves, but taking and bringing their level of knowledge, level of skills to a new level to bring to that patient's side during their emergency when they're on that cliff and need to be pulled off. So very, very, very important. I also want to thank the crews that supported our paramedics during school and also, most importantly, during the precepting. Very, very important time period when they're learning to apply the skills and the knowledge they just learned in school to actual patient care. And I want to thank the preceptors that help with that process. So our first paramedic that will be pinned today is Alan McFall. And Alan, you want to come on up? Alan's been with our department, Las Vegas Fire Rescue, for 4.5 years, and he's going to be pinned by Amy McFall, his wife. So if you want to come right over here so we can get the pictures.
All right. So I wasn't prepared either, but I think everybody knows that I can just start talking. So I'll keep it short. First, thanks to my department for sending me to school, having the confidence in me to test high enough to go to school and learn to be the next level, paramedic. My crew for supporting me, and my preceptors for having a lot of patience with me to make sure that I could be successful. My parents, my dad's here, my mom, she's on her way from California. But give me the work ethic to know that I can work hard and do whatever I need to do to be whatever I wanted to be. And then most importantly is my wife. So Amy is that person at home that can either let me be alone when I need to study or tell me to shut up, stop being a little wussy, let's say wussy, and man up a little bit and just know that I'm smart enough to do what I need to do. And all the things that I've learned to become, just be that. But also to let me teach her all the stuff I knew about epi, and hopefully that helps me know more about epinephrine and all the things that go in with that. So thank you very much. I love you, baby doll.
There's one couple individuals I forgot to recognize and thank, and I just want to take that opportunity because not only our crews and our preceptors, but also behind the scene during their entire paramedic school and through their preceptorship is Chris Racine and Alyssa Ball, our EMS educators, who are help coordinating that and really helping with logistics. So I don't know if Alyssa or Chris are here, but would like to just go ahead and recognize them and give them a round of applause. Our next paramedic is Shane Gammon, who's been with the department for 4.5 years, and he's going to be pinned by his father and our retired fire chief for the city of Las Vegas, Chief Gammon.
All right, I'll be the fourth in line who doesn't have anything prepared, but again, keep it short and sweet. I want to thank the department for the opportunity to go. I remember in my hiring interview, one of the questions was about fire-based EMS and my thoughts on that, and I remember stating that if I had the chance to go, I would welcome that opportunity. I've always wanted to go to paramedic school, and so I'm grateful for that opportunity. My wife, she's a rock star, so I've got 3 small kids. They've been over here. You've probably heard them. Throughout the ceremony, and one of them, my youngest son Grant, was born just a week before school. So that was that was a rough couple months, but we figured it out. We were able to make it through, and only because of her and then my mother and my mother-in-law were able to help with the kids and do babysitting. And thanks to my dad, he was a paramedic too, and obviously I want to be like my dad. So the guys I went through were great. So I was probably one of the more serious ones, and so they had to reel me back a little bit and keep things lighthearted for me, just so I could, continue to smile and have a good time learning the things I was learning. The crew has been awesome. They've helped me. Great preceptor, and everything's been great. I enjoy the medicine, and I look forward to serving for the next foreseeable future. So thank you.
So our next paramedic is Mario Romero. He's been with our department for 12 years, and he'll be pinned by his wife, Michelle.
All right, I too have nothing prepared. I want to first thank the department for allowing me to go to paramedic school. It gave me a great opportunity, and thank you very much. I want to thank my wife for putting up with my mood swings for the last year, and having no social life also for the last year, and just letting me study when I needed to study, and just support me through all my mood swings. I also want to thank the guys in the class, because I was also one of the more serious ones, and we had a bunch of jokesters and pranksters in the class, and they were cracking jokes and doing all kinds of things that kind of kept me in school and made me not just so nervous through the entire process, and helped me get through it. I'm looking forward to the new paramedic position, looking forward to learning new things and progressing more with the department. Thank you.
Okay, our next paramedic is Michael Martinez, who's been with our department for 5 years, and he's going to be pinned by his fiancee, Jennifer Russell.
Check, check, check. 1, 2. All right, just a couple people to thank. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my mom, Maria. She's been one of the strongest women in my life and been an amazing role model. Ever since I can remember, she's always been there for me. I'd like to thank my fiancée, Jennifer. She's been loving and patient throughout this entire experience. And lastly, I'd like to thank my classmates. They made this otherwise traumatizing experience probably the most fun I've ever had. So I don't know how that happened, but they made it. I'm super thankful for everybody here. So that's all I got.
Well, thanks, everyone. We appreciate you all being here. And again, really grateful that you all showed up. This is definitely as much a celebration and a recognition for you all as friends and family and the sacrifices that you've made and being here for these folks and the process that they've gone through. So we're really happy to have an opportunity to really recognize and thank everybody. But that's, we'll have another one coming up in another quarter. We try to do a badge pinning every quarter and recognize those folks that have been promoted in between. So we welcome you to the next one later in the summer. We'll have parking passes are going to be up in the back with Paula for those of you that need parking passes. And that's all we have for you. Thank you very much. Take more pictures if you want to bring family, friends up here and take some pictures. Feel free.